Welcome back.
Nick and Lex here.
Hey everyone.
How's it going, guys? So we're very excited because we got another Iron Maiden song. Oh my God, we're so blessed in 2021.
Yes.
And it's so cool that Alexia and I can discover this together for the first time because so this is another single. I mean, it's gonna be on the album.
Yes.
It's called this song is called Stratego. And it's from the album
Senjutsu.
Senjutsu.
Going to be released September 3rd, 2021.
The 19th, right? 19th album?
Yes, exactly. And from this, we heard The Writing on the Wall, so go check that out if you haven't already. Right. From the list of songs that we're seeing, Stratego,
yeah. It's the second song on the record.
Second song, and then The Writing on the Wall is the third. So we already heard that one. Now we're going to go back and hear this one.
We have not done the video of The Writing on the Wall, but maybe we'll react to it. I don't know if this has a video. It might have, but sometimes I'd rather do the audio only because the video throws you off too much. There's so much happening, and nowadays videos
just as a
so many,
first-time listen.
Yeah, there's so much CGI and stuff that I'd just rather listen to the instruments, just like when you put on an LP, you know.
Yes.
And that's the way you experience it.
Me too.
So I can't wait. It's not a very long song. It's only 5 minutes long. So let's see what they have to offer.
Yeah, and
Steve Harris, Arian Smith, Dave Murray, Janet Gers, Nico McBrain, and Bruce Dickinson.
Yes.
Yeah. One of my favorite bands of all time. Like, I grew up listening to them, and it's so cool that they're still at it in their 60s, you know, running around on stage. It's just amazing. I love it.
It is. It's super great. And I'm very new to Iron Maiden just from what you've introduced to me, but we did see them live. That was an amazing experience. And I've mentioned before that from what Nick would play me of Steve Harris, that's kind of what inspired me to get started on the bass. So I need to continue down that journey. But I'm very excited about this because it's definitely a band that I can automatically recognize when you're playing it to me, and I recognize everybody's talents individually and together. I love them as a band, so very excited about this.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's do it. Let's get into it. And 1, 2. Oh.
It's good. Gotta click on the song. Yeah. There you go.
Not the wrong song. We're gonna play some exercise music. Okay, let's go. So yeah, so it's obviously instantly recognizable.
Yes.
They basically went back to the roots, the gallopy, you know.
Yes.
And it sounds almost like they're going back to their original sound. And obviously Bruce can hit those high notes, but he's still there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's typically like
Yeah.
so it's like not a lot of like chords, but and then when he started to sing, I kind of liked that he was
Yes.
that somebody was playing along.
Mm-hmm.
The solo was definitely, now last time I got it wrong, but this was Janet Gers. Janet Gers' playing is very like he's not very clean.
Mm-hmm.
He does all the stuff that nobody can do, like rolls around the guitar, throws it in the air, dances and stuff, but he's not very clean. He's not the cleanest player, but I mean, when you're an Iron Maiden, you don't have to be a clean player.
Yeah.
So, but overall, I love that section after the solo, very Japanese, you know.
Yeah.
So, but what do you think?
I like it, and I agree. The voice, I don't know. I feel like the recording is like kind of far away. Like the voice, I wish was a little bit louder. I think, or maybe it's just like you said that he doesn't have that like those lungs anymore, or that power anymore. But when he does hit the high notes, they're nice. But his voice sounds very low and kind of like muffled. I think like it's like. You know, I don't know.
No, it sounds like you know. I mean, he's 60.
But it
sounds like he has to like do a lot of force.
Yes.
But also maybe because the guitar is playing along, maybe that throws you off, because
maybe.
I can hear it pretty loud.
I mean, it's loud. It's just like.
But I mean, he can't do those high notes. He's 60.
But then maybe they should turn up the volume of the voice a little bit more. I
But
don't know.
I
I just feel it. But overall, very nice.
Okay, but that's Bruce. What about the music?
Yeah. Overall, I love the song. I think it's good. It does sound very like classic Iron Maiden, even though I'm not super familiar with them. I could tell that this was like kind of like a step back in like the direction of their like classic sounds. I obviously can't tell who from who on like the guitar solos and stuff like you can.
But I mean, she's heard like the Trooper. She's heard the Number of the Beast. You've heard like enough where you can say, okay,
Genghis
this is
Khan.
Iron Maiden.
We heard Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. I showed you some. I mean, on the channel, I've only showed her like super rare cuts, like you know, like instrumentals, and we've not gone into like Number of the Beast because we didn't want to do what everybody does.
Right, and I know Number of the Beast.
But I mean, Number of the Beast you heard live when they were playing it on.
Yeah, when I had heard that one.
And we've played that hundreds of times on stage when we met. So she's heard some good Maiden classics, but I mean, I guess she still has to hear like Acacia Avenue, Invaders, and Still Life.
Yeah,
and
several people said Alexander the Great, which I think I've heard you mention.
Yeah, I actually was learning the solo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a very nice, it's a good song. It's like, I mean, if you compare it to all the rest, of course, it doesn't like, it's not the same. But I mean, come on. I mean, they're in their 60s and how much of that kind of metal can you come up with? You know, it's difficult.
It would be hard.
It's basically just a little different melodies, but the rhythm is there. And it's just like, you know, they're still trying. You know,
yeah,
I'm sure a lot of fans are going to be pleased with this. Some fans were, for example, with the writing on the wall, were not as pleased.
Yeah,
but you can't, you know, please everyone. But I think it's a great effort that they're still out there, you know. Yeah,
I agree. I rewound it a few seconds. Let's continue.
Heaven
cool.
ending.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be, I guess, a very cool song, like for a beginner,
I was gonna
like a
say
guitar
that.
player who's just getting into playing guitar.
Yes.
But well, I mean,
Or as an
nowadays,
intro to Iron Maiden too.
yeah. Like, yeah. Does your dad know Iron Maiden?
I'm sure his knowledge is limited, but I think he would really like that one.
No, but I would play him obviously like the the original stuff, you know, from the 80s. But I think, and I was like, for a kid, you know, to learn this, but now kids, they have YouTube, they have the greatest teachers, they have all these techniques, they have 8 strings, and they do all this tapping and stuff. So yeah, it would be like so easy for a 5-year-old to learn this.
Yeah.
It's almost ridiculous. But I mean, I think it's great. I mean, it is Iron Maiden. It is what it is. It's their sound. They've never like sold out. They've never changed. That's what I like about them, because they could have said, we want to make like real money in the 80s, or when the 90s came around, when the grunge era came around, they could have turned to like grunge or you know, but they always
stuck
were
to their
true.
guns. Yeah.
And now even like. Now the 90s are over since like 30 years ago, and they're still playing the same style. That's what I like about them, you know.
I agree.
But yeah, this was very interesting. Let us, guys, let us know
what you thought.
What you think. And I mean, this was the first. This is like the reaction of the reactions. Like this is when something comes out. Like this came out today, and we can react to it together. And it's yeah. Let's see what happens. What you think? I mean, I did like it. I like that they kind of like messed with the Iron Maiden logo, made it look more like ancient, you know, like Japanese almost.
Yeah.
I kind of like that you'll see that on the cover.
Yes.
And Eddie looks all like a samurai, you know, it's kind of cool. So it's all this, I guess this is a whole like Oriental inspired disc, like the Senjutsu. Right?
Because somebody told us that on the video of Writing on the Wall, we would get to see a new version of Eddie. So I was kind of intrigued by that. And
he always resurrects and then they kill him again. Yeah, actually in every concert they kind of like kill him and stuff, which is kind of funny. But so yeah, well, guys, let us know
what you thought.
I did enjoy it.
I enjoyed it a lot.
As an old Iron Maiden fan, they still got it, you know. Oh my God, it doesn't even have like plays yet.
I know. I was like, why is it showing nothing?
There's
I wonder if
plays.
that's like a glitch. I doubt that.
I guess we're like the first people that listen to it on Spotify.
Maybe it'll refresh tomorrow or something. Thank you guys so much for being here. We hope to see you in the next video.
Thank you guys. Take care. Bye.